Now just 1 minute away from release, everything still looking good for that on-time release today.
And Houston Station, we are ready for trigger at 12:35. Houston copies.
Series of commands right now. The snares are open and they're extending the carriage of the latching end effector to finally release the Cygnus vehicle today. Starting to see the separation of the vehicle from this Canadarm2. And at 7:37 a.m. today over southeast Columbia, 253 statute miles over the Earth, the Northrop Grumman Cygnus vehicle on its CRS-9 mission has been released from the International Space Station. Confirmed separation. You can see the arm backing away as well. Confirmation that the vehicle is steady right now. It's cleared 4.5 meters away from the station's robotic arm. Still poised just under 15 meters away from the station. Standing by for the departure burn to start moving away from the space station. Station's robotic arm is held 4 meters away. The departure burn has been executed. You'll start seeing the Cygnus start moving away from the space station.
Depart commanded.
Confirmation from the crew that that burn has been commanded.
See the same.
Departure burn is underway. The Cygnus vehicle is currently accelerating away from the station.
Station Houston on 2, Cygnus departure burn is in progress. Continue to monitor the departure steps 2 and 3 in 1.602.
Copy. We'll continue to monitor step 2 and 3, 1.602.
Good readback.
With a good view, the astronauts from the cupola workstation will be able to monitor the Cygnus as it drifts away from the space station. They'll continue to monitor it as it crosses the keep-out sphere 200 meters away and the approach ellipsoid just about a kilometer away. Still about 2 minutes left in the burn. We're seeing a rate of about just over half a meter per second and increasing, now 0.6 meters per second. Cygnus vehicle now about to cross 40 meters away from the station. About halfway through the departure burn, Cygnus continuing to accelerate, everything looking nominal so far. Station and Cygnus are 254 statute miles above the Earth, just crossing over Brazil right now. Everything looking nominal so far after a release time at 7:37 a.m. Central Time. Everything's still looking good. Cygnus crossing over 150 meters away from the space station.
Houston, copy.
Confirmation that the departure burn is complete. Cygnus holding at just about 1.4 meters per second.
Step 5 in 1.320.
Stand by.
Serena Anand Chancellor and Alexander Gerst continuing to monitor the Cygnus as it continues to move away from the space station. Across the keep-out sphere 200 meters away, 225 meters, and continuing to accelerate out.
Cygnus departure burn is complete. Safe SSRMS per step 5 in 1.320.
Copy. Putting safety in place. Houston Station on 2, SSRMS is safe, and that completes 1.320.
We see the same. Thank you.
Cygnus 300 meters away from the space station, well out of the keep-out sphere, holding at a rate of just over 1.4 meters per second after the successful completion of the departure burn. That single burn should carry it out of the keep-out sphere and the approach ellipsoid. Once it crosses over the approach ellipsoid just about a kilometer away, it'll cease joint operations between NASA flight control teams here in Houston and flight control teams at Northrop Grumman over in Dulles.
Station Houston on 2, Cygnus has exited the 200-meter keep-out sphere.
So we copy.
Good reads from Serena Anand Chancellor up on the station and Cindy Kester, Capcom here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room. Cygnus is confirmed beyond the 200-meter keep-out sphere, actually now 450 meters away and continuing to move away from the space station at a rate of just over 1.4 meters per second. Cygnus now over 500 meters away from the space station, about halfway to the approach ellipsoid. That'll cease joint operations between NASA flight controllers and Northrop Grumman flight controllers over in Dulles. From there, once again, Northrop Grumman will take over and move the Cygnus even further away from the space station, looking to position it later today just about 45 kilometers away from the space station. That'll put it into a good configuration and position to deploy a series of satellites. At the time, Cygnus will be behind and above the